Welcome to part 2 of our video on vitamin D deficiency and nursing. We've already talked about how important vitamin D is for your baby's bones and your ability to fight diseases. And we covered some vitamin D rich foods, but most don't come close to providing the recommended daily dosage.
And even if we are getting enough, we aren't passing enough on to our babies.
In just a minute, Stacy's going to give us a quick and easy way to ensure you and your infant are getting enough vitamin D. And we'll also talk about the possibility of taking too much. But first, we wanted to let you know how you can get Stacy's answers to all of your questions about nursing nutrition. She's full of great information, like what foods to eat and not to eat when nursing. And she can run down a whole list of vitamins and nutrients that are so important for healthy breast milk. We want to bring that information to you because I know firsthand how important and confusing it can be. Stacy's not only a great dietitian, she's been my best friend since 7th grade. She was there the day my son was born, and she was there for me afterwards in a lot of ways. As a first-time nursing mom, I naturally had lots of questions. I had spent the past 9 months watching every bite that went in my mouth, wanting to give my son the best possible start. And then I realized after he was born, he was still entirely dependent on me for his nutrition. I wanted to make sure I was still providing him everything he needed while enjoying the foods and drinks I had missed out on for 9 months. Luckily for me, I had complete access to a nutrition professional for all of my questions and meal planning. I didn't have to spend hours scouring through millions of pages online of conflicting information, or have to pack up my diaper bag and tote my newborn across town to get an expert opinion. I had the answers to all of my nutrition questions immediately. I think every mom should have this luxury. That's why Stacy and I teamed up to create Eating for Breastfeeding, a nursing nutrition guide made to educate you on the facts you need to know, just like vitamin D deficiency. We've piled this information into downloadable, printable PDFs and videos just like this one. The videos are short and packed full of easy to understand information. Grab your iPhone or laptop and you can even watch them while you're nursing. Or if you'd rather, you can listen to them as a podcast while you're out for a walk. And you don't have to worry about taking notes. We've already done that for you. You choose whether to watch, listen, or read while we teach you how to implement the basics into your everyday meal planning. And we can help you with meal planning too. When you join our membership site, you'll learn all about your breast milk and the nutrients it contains. Plus, you'll learn the things you should absolutely avoid while breastfeeding, and the things that are okay, but only in limited doses. You'll also learn the most important foods and nutrients you should be consuming daily to keep your body going strong, produce the most energy, boost your metabolism, and of course, give baby the most nutrient-filled breast milk possible. We know you're running on little time, sleep, and energy, so we've even taken those top foods and found quick, yummy recipes that will feed your family for a week. We've even made your shopping list and created a daily checklist so you can easily make sure you're eating the right things each and every day. And we'll include tons of quick tips and facts that will help you prepare snacks in advance, turn one night's dinner into 2, and properly store your pumped breast milk. I saved the best for last because this is the part that was so important to me. Even after you've watched the videos and downloaded the PDFs, you might still have questions.
And we want to make sure those questions get answered. So you'll easily be able to post your comments and your questions and I'll answer them.
And even if you want more one-on-one attention, you can sign up with personal sessions with Stacy. Basically, we've put all the information you need to know about nutrition and nursing in a few videos and PDFs, so you don't have to waste any time and precious energy finding it online. We'll teach you how to make better choices for your family, while providing you a roadmap on how to get there. Plus, we'll continue to update you on new nutritional studies that might affect you or your baby, like these new studies on vitamin D deficiency. Okay, so we know vitamin D is lacking in our breast milk, and there's an easy way to make sure baby is getting enough. How do we make up for what our breast milk, the one thing that our breast milk is not providing?
Right. The number one recommendation is to supplement your baby with vitamin D. So I want to point out the American Academy of Pediatrics has actually recommended that you supplement baby with 400 international units of a liquid form of vitamin D. So with that said, you always want to talk to your doctor before you ever start a supplement for your baby. because there's definitely different types of brands, there's different forms of vitamin D. There's actually 2 forms of vitamin D on the market, so always talk to your doctor before starting any type of supplement.
But right now, as of the latest studies, the recommendation is 400 international units each day of added vitamin D.
Because we've already talked about, we know that we get vitamin D from the sun. Our bodies actually make vitamin D from sun exposure, but we don't know how much vitamin D is actually made, and we don't know how much we're actually going to pass along to baby. That's why it's so important to make sure, even if you're eating the right amount of vitamin D and you're getting the sun exposure as a mother, we don't know how much the baby is actually going to get. That's why the vitamin D supplementation is so important.
Well, and obviously it's so important for the baby, but it is important for us too. As moms, we have to pay attention to our own health. Are we getting enough? Do we need to supplement as well?
Yeah, as long as you're taking the prenatal vitamin, you're going to make sure that you're getting enough vitamin D from supplementation. And then some of the foods that I mentioned earlier, you definitely want to make sure you're drinking some milk, eating some of the fatty fishes like salmon to get some extra vitamin D to make sure you're reaching that level.
Is it possible to take too much?
It's very unlikely, but it is possible to take too much vitamin D. And that's why it's so important to always talk with your doctor and your pharmacist about how and what type of supplement to give your baby. Because if you give them the wrong dosage, then you could reach a toxicity level.
And what would we need to look for if we thought that might be the case?
Some of the signs and symptoms of toxicity in an infant would be nausea, vomiting, fragile bones, and stunted growth.
But in all reality, if we're, feeding our baby, we have a healthy diet, we're nursing, and we're giving them the supplement as directed, toxicity is not going to be an issue we need to worry about.
Right. As long as supplementation is done properly and the diet doesn't have an excessive amount, which is very difficult to do, it's very difficult to reach that toxicity level with vitamin D.
All right. Thank you, Stacy. We hope that this information is beneficial to you and to your baby. We want to remind you that you really are doing the best thing possible for your baby by choosing to breastfeed. That's why we wanted to come up with eatingforbreastfeeding.com as a way to help you along the way so that your efforts are doing the very best they possibly can for your baby. So if you're interested in learning more, click the Get Started button. We've got tons of information, more like this vitamin D stuff that you're going to want to know.